autism is a developmental disorder. So typically we will see that in early childhood. But because autism has so many different levels, we might not actually diagnose it in a child when they're before the age of 5. We tend to see more severe cases of autism diagnosed before, but children who are able to compensate or don't have very severe deficits, they often don't get diagnosed. So when we talk about autism, autism is something that has three aspects to it. When you're diagnosing autism, you're not just looking at repetitive behaviors or a child who might not want to socialize. You have to look at the whole picture. And so you're looking at whether a child has, firstly, deficits in social interaction, which means that are they able to make friendships and are they able to maintain those friendships? Even within the household, are they able to express their social needs? Are they able to understand social needs? So it has to be in both directions. It can't just be in one direction. And often, children with autism want to make friends. I think it's a myth to think about that children with autism are not interested in social interactions or developing friendships. They do want to do that. But because of some problems with interaction and knowing how to interact and navigate that social behavior, that's where they're having more difficulty. The second thing we're looking at when we're diagnosing autism is whether they have any deficits in verbal or nonverbal communication. So can they express their desire of what they want or what they need? And can they understand when other people are talking to them a certain way? Do they understand tones? Are they able to pick up on meanings of things? Often in our communication, we talk about things in a way that is very dependent on what our facial expression is or how we're using nonverbal behaviors. And can the child understand all of that? Because if they can't, then that counts as a deficit. And the last thing is that often with children with autism, we're seeing either they have a very restricted interest, so they want to talk about only one thing and they're not able to talk about other things, or they don't enjoy talking about other things. And then also they might have some repetitive movements. So very commonly we'll see some flapping, or it can be a certain picking movement, or sometimes it's how they want to arrange things or do things in a specific sequence. So those are some of the criteria for autism, and the child has to meet all those criteria in order to be diagnosed.